gentlemen, introducing your host from the birthplace of extreme, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at, well, an average weight for a person of his size, Sean Wilbur. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Barrier Booking Podcast, Wrestling Podcast. My name is Del. That is Devin. How are we today?
Doing excellent week.
Excellent week. Yes, it is a fine week, and I'd be remiss if we didn't say Happy Father's Day to all the actual fathers out there, not the dads, the real men,
the ones who stuck around.
The William Regal real man's man fathers out there.
Like 4 of them.
Yeah, so the 4 of you know who you are. Or maybe not. This is, you know.
You gotta be like the Al Bundy of dads.
Yeah.
He stuck around.
He stuck around. Was he happy?
No.
He wasn't.
What about him?
You know what?
About his family.
It wasn't. Brendan Barry went and slang some shoes.
Mm-hmm. Took care of his wife and 2 kids.
Yeah. He did what needed to be done.
That was it.
That's what he did. So shout out to all those people that do what needs to be done.
Not like Dan Connor.
Yeah. Damn.
Didn't he cheat on her? But wasn't that a dream?
I can't remember.
I think he cheated, left. Roseanne got rich.
He came back.
And then he came back. But I don't think all that was a dream or something.
Yeah, I can't remember now. It's funny, we were literally just talking about Roseanne like a couple of days ago too, for whatever reason. We were talking about we were watching a random YouTube video about guess the sitcom theme by couple seconds of audio, and then you had to guess what the theme was.
Yeah, I dominate those.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I watched it with TV.
Yeah. You realize, I'm sitting there that's, and I've realized, I'm like, oh wow, I watched a lot of TV.
A lot.
Did you realize how many 80s bangers was out there?
Tons. Me and my daughter were doing music. Guess the music. I ain't know nothing past 2010.
Yeah.
And I barely got before from 2002, 2005, I was struggling.
Oof.
I was struggling. So you don't know who this? No.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is.
No, she was talking about Selena Gomez. I'm like, I don't know who that is. I had to Google.
She got Oreo cookies.
She got Oreo cookies.
Selena Gomez got Oreo cookies.
She that famous?
Apparently so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she got Oreo cookies.
I found out that Ariana Grande was a singer.
Yeah.
I thought she was just a cast member on SNL. I swear to God, I thought she was just a cast member. Yo, she got albums? Look at her branching out from SNL. Yeah. They're no, she was a singer first.
Yeah, she was the guest on SNL.
Ain't nothing about it.
Had no idea.
I be struggling.
Nah, it happens. It happens. It's we've done the while we're on theme. They have a bunch of them. They got the cartoons. They have the sitcoms through all the generations. Number 1 hits for whatever genre mixed, and they have of course the wrestling ones, and it's clearly just smashing those. And then they do them backwards. They got some of them that they play the theme backwards, and you gotta guess the theme too.
Yeah, my daughter with her wrestling themes, she got that.
Yeah,
she got that.
She got that one on lock.
She be mess I don't know, who is that? Oh, you don't know it's from such and such from 1984? What?
He's like, how are you even?
Because all she do is Google it. Wrestlers, birth dates, intros.
She got it all.
Finishing moves. I watch her Google. It comes up on my phone. Why do you need to know all these people's birthdays?
She's a sponge.
You're the same age as such and such. Me and Cody Rhodes share a birthday together, and I'm like, I don't know about it. I don't remember nobody's birthday. When I get
Not
that
even your
text,
own.
That's when I remember.
Yeah. And yeah, yours too. Yours included.
Yeah, I forget mine most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't even remembering. Just wake up, just happy to be here.
Yeah, look, look, you're doing what needs to be done.
Yep.
Doing. So, enough about that. Let's do what we need to have done here. Let's do what people tune in to listen and or watch for.
One quick question.
Uh-oh.
Are we doing AEW in a nutshell?
The 4-hour nutshell?
I wrote it out.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Yes, we are. A 4-hour nutshell.
Wow. Yeah, it's there.
That should be fun. So, yeah. That's usually how we end the show. That should be an interesting one. So stay tuned for that one, guys. But before we get to that, let's jump in, take it from the top. Let's start with Monday Night Raw on the WWE side of things. How are we feeling about Raw before we break down what's going on? We got building to the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. We got Night of Champions coming up in a couple weeks. We're setting the stage for that, setting the tone. This was clearly a lot of that and a lot of other stuff that we'll get to as we break it down. But as a whole, how did we feel about Monday Night Raw starting?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty decent. Standard show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they're not pushing. The King and Queen of the Ring stuff isn't really pushed in your face as much. Like they're having the matches, little stuff going on. But I don't feel as though it's the forefront of the stories that they're trying to tell.
Right, yeah. And that's a good thing. One. And you got all these like big stars that are in these matches too. And there's not a heavy emphasis. Of course there's going to be emphasis on it once we get to the PLE and the show and then the finals, because you know that's going to determine who's going to get world championship shots, who's going to be number one contender. So there's going to be heavy emphasis on that. But there's also a lot of other stuff that they had going on Raw this week. They had the world title match main event that was going on. You had some other stuff that people were waiting on to see. But how we started the show with John Cena. John Cena kicked off Raw. How did we feel about Cena? And then ultimately Punk.
Am I tired of Cena right now? No.
Okay.
I'm not. I guess it's really because he doesn't come out. You don't see him every week. He's not like completely in your face.
Right. Yeah. He comes out, countdowns his dates. He gloats. He does those things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I'm okay with that. He didn't say nothing groundbreaking.
No.
You know. What did he say? He had 19 dates left?
Something to that effect. They're ticking down.
This basically was just a tick down because he's saying he wanted a real competitor and no jokes. We already know what that's going to be.
Yeah.
I already got an idea of what's happening with this belt.
Okay. So we got Punk. Punk came out. Punk is, long story short, going to be challenging John Cena for the Undisputed Championship at Night of Champions. John Cena made the thing about how CM Punk, you know, he's going to make CM Punk a hypocrite or turn CM Punk into a hypocrite because of Punk's stance in the past about going to Saudi Arabia and the tweets and stuff like that he said in defense of not going and things like that. But hey, look, what goes around comes around, right?
Let me be honest with you. CM Punk ain't getting his belt.
No,
You know who getting it? Ron, the Truth Killings.
I'm on board with that.
I guarantee
I would be okay with that.
this is the angle. Could it? CM Punk, not CM Punk. John Cena is making a lot of. His tone has changed since Ron came back. The way he's talking about stuff, the little hints he's dropping, that wasn't a couple weeks ago. It wasn't. I don't know. I know they got a match coming up. Ron and
that's SmackDown coming up. So they got that coming up on SmackDown.
But it's a non-title match.
Right. That's right.
So
we'll see what happens. But yeah, so Cena and Punk essentially are signed for Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia for the World Championship. So there's that. Excuse me. So after that, we had AJ Styles versus Chad Gable. I mean, what is there to say about that?
I'm still say Chad Gable is one of the hardest working men in this company.
Yes,
you know?
I agree. I mean, you got AJ Styles, you got Chad Gable. You're not going to go wrong at all with any of this. Like, this is one of those matches where I knew like it wasn't a focal point of anything in the show.
To me, it was just a decent match between two good people.
To me, I was the most excited about this match because it's two people that I completely enjoy watching work all the time. So like, you're never gonna have a problem with either one of them in there. So I definitely enjoyed that.
Like Chad Gable is unbelievable in the ring. AJ Styles, one of the greatest. Like this was just a filler for them. They probably were just like,
go out there and go to work.
That's it.
We're gonna go to work. We're gonna do what we do.
That's it. Let's make this money real quick. Let's stay relevant while TKO is laying off random people.
Ugh, jeez.
You know what's crazy? Nobody pushed for Carlito though.
No.
Come on. I put out a tweet
in support of Carlito. Hey, listen, Carlito knew who it was.
Y'all ain't do nothing for Carlito.
Did you see his tweet?
No.
When he was talking about getting released, he said something about his lawyers say that he owed WWE some money back or something. Like,
wow.
Yeah. So he knew that he wasn't doing that but getting paid a lot of money. Like, he already knew what it was.
Yeah.
He was like, well, whatever. But yeah, no, nobody was champion for Carlito.
That's horrible.
I mean, yes, that sucks, but it also does go to show you how much of an effect Ron the Truth Killings has on not only people who watch wrestling, but people in the company as well. Like all of his peers and everything like that were just it was felt. It was felt.
And everybody forgot about Carlito. Everybody.
Which is like, come on.
You ain't even hear nobody in the Judgment Day say nothing about it. Like that's where your own squad ain't sent out a message saying, "Oh, we were shocked at what happened to Carlito." None of them.
Yeah, looking at you, Raquel, you knew where that storyline was going.
Yeah, I don't think she was about it either. She's like, nah, I'm not feeling this.
Yeah, nah. But speaking of Judgment Day and Judgment Day adjacent things, we had the women's Queen of the Ring 4-way matchup. This had Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, Roxanne Perez, and Liv Morgan. How do we feel about this match?
It wasn't great.
No.
It wasn't great. I like Kyrie saying, "I'm glad Rhea didn't win. I'm glad Liv didn't win."
I don't think either one of them needed to win.
But between Kyrie or Roxanne, I wouldn't have cared. Yeah, I know they want to give more time for Roxanne because she's new hot thing, gonna take over Judgment Day.
Yeah, and but this fits. This works.
Yeah,
I'm okay with Roxanne winning, and in spite obviously of Liv.
She actually looked angry.
Yeah,
like that New Jerseyness came out.
Listen, Liv was living on Monday. We'll talk about it in a little bit.
Yeah,
but, Liv Morgan's stock went up for me. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But yeah, Roxanne advances. She is now on the board in the Queen of the Ring tournament. So there's that. Next up, we stayed on theme with the women, and we had Becky Lynch came out. How did we feel about Becky's promo? Brand new Intercontinental Champion, Women's Intercontinental Champion. I mean, some things happened here, but
now after seeing all this has happened, I'm glad Becky got the belt.
Okay.
Look at what she did for Lyra.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like she
definitely helped.
Made her somebody worth paying attention to. Not watching, paying attention. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. We'll observe.
So I'm glad that happened for Lyra. Becky doesn't need a belt. It's Becky Lynch. Come on. And she don't need a belt in her hand to be relevant or anything like that. The end of it was perfect.
Yes. We got the return. We got the return of Bayley.
Miss Cakes.
Yeah, those pants were panting.
Damn, Bayley. What is going on? What is happening? I don't remember this. From when? Has this always been there?
Yes. From hugging, from being the hugger in NXT, it was there.
I ain't know nothing about none of this.
Oh yeah,
I talk mad trash about Bayley.
Yeah, it was always the thing.
All of it.
It was always the thing. Yep.
It's hot. Cameraman doing great work right now. I appreciate everything the cameramen do because I never noticed. We've been doing this for over a year.
Oh yeah.
And it seemed like it just started to hit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, that was a thing. But you can't tell 2K that because I'm gonna just veer off the thing for a second while we on the subject of Bayley. Yo, 2K, like, can y'all fix like who at 2K that makes these video games? Who hates Bayley over there? Because year after year, consistently, Bayley's character model is not good. Like whether it be in the face or whether it be the lack of the things that we just got finished mentioning. Like
what's wrong
there is. Exactly. Every year, there's something wrong with Bayley's character model every single year. And you know what they do to certain characters that when they get feedback that, character models are not good, they update character models. Did they update Bayley's? Nah. Man, I'm sorry. I went on a tangent, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. But
you getting the Penta and Jordan Grace expansion coming out?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I got the
Season pass.
Yeah, I got the season pass, so I'm good.
Ooh,
I'm enjoying Motor City.
Horrible.
Yes, every year. You should see last year's. You should see 24's. Worse than this. This one's actually an improvement. 25 is an improvement, unfortunately.
Oh, I do have this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That one's terrible. But welcome back to the land of the living on TV, Bayley. Hey, look, I'm okay with this.
She needs to go for the belt. It needs to get her and Bayley. It needs to be Bayley and Lyra, #1 contender.
Winner takes on Becky.
And Becky drops the belt.
And obviously Bayley, needs to get her revenge for storyline wise.
Mm-hmm.
Becky Lynch taking her out of WrestleMania.
Yep.
Teaming with Lyra to start this whole thing to begin with. But Bayley is back, and I am great with that. Let's see. Next up, is this when we got it? I think this is the truth segment.
Yes, right after that. Yep.
Right after this, right after everyone picked up their jaws from the floor. Ron Killings. We got Ron Killings. I love first of all, I love the promo about him talking about can't say that people don't have power, people can't make things happen and all that. He brought it full circle, brought it around. Everybody knows the story. It was not a work. There's still people that are believing that this was all planned. How? Why? There's so many things that
could have happened.
There's so many things that don't make sense.
Yeah.
As to it being a work. It doesn't make sense. So BS. I'm calling complete BS.
Oh, I am too. People want to believe, they want to keep WWE on this pedestal, that they don't make mistakes and stuff like that. But
this was all planned.
No.
Sure it was. But this part of it was good. I enjoyed what Truth was talking. Him talking about, you did not only got R-Truth, but you got me, you got Ron Killings, and he's talking about how he loved Truth, but Truth can be too nice, Truth can be too...
He's playing up this dissociative identity disorder really well.
The I'm driving now, and, cutting the dreads.
That's a big move.
That was a huge move. Definitely made the distinction.
Mm-hmm.
This is a different way we're going. Forget about what you've seen before and all that. This is different. So yeah, when he took those scissors out, man, start cutting the dreads, not braids. I was so annoyed by hearing people on wrestling podcasts and wrestling videos and stuff like that refer to dreads as braids. I hate that. The dreads. I'm sorry.
No, when you have lack of melanin causes certain distortions in your perception in life, and I get it.
I understand. It's just,
I get it.
Just
even with when the melanin is accelerated, we miss certain things.
Sure.
Us lighter folks don't see what the darker folks see, and vice versa.
This is true.
This is happens.
You don't know the struggle of this.
Oh man.
But no, man, do it there. That was a big move.
Yeah.
That was a big move in
Commitment.
all seriousness. Yeah, in all seriousness, Ron Killings is driving now, as he said, and I'm excited to see where it is going. It went places, as we'll talk about as we get to SmackDown. But yeah, man, I'm completely on board with whatever's going on. As long as we get this, the crowd seems to still be into it, and let's go. I'm definitely here for that ride. And we had the men's. I mean, you already shake your head in disapproval. We had for the men's King of the Ring, it was Sami Zayn versus Penta versus Braun Breaker versus Dominic Mysterio here. You don't like who won here, do you?
I don't. Why we keep giving Sami Zayn all this time? Why?
It's Sami Zayn. People don't hate Sami Zayn.
I don't hate him either, but I'm sick of him. I'm sick of Sami getting all this time, getting all these opportunities. He he probably since I've been rewatching wrestling, yo, he had like 18 title attempts. Like that's crazy. Every time he blinked, he going for the title.
Yeah, Sami Zayn in some type of match, getting with some type of opportunity, with some type of high stakes involved.
This is ridiculous. In Saudi Arabia, they gonna give him something.
I mean,
they love him in Saudi Arabia.
I mean,
I hope not.
I don't know if he makes it to. I don't know. We don't know. You know what? We don't know. We don't know what's going on right now.
But we keep dropping the ball on Penta, and I'm kind of sick of it at this moment. I am. He be right there.
That's going to be, like, the people are not going to stop rooting for Penta. We're just going to keep him right there until it happens, I think.
And this was in Arizona, wasn't it?
I believe so.
It wasn't none but Spanish people there.
It's like, why didn't you do the thing?
Exactly. There was nothing. The whole crowd was Latinos and Latinas through the whole stadium. You'd have blown the roof off if he would have won. Now, I'm not saying he got to win the whole tournament.
Right.
But in an environment like that, you could have just boosted your ratings and got more people. With today's climate right now, you want that push.
And that's why, I think that's why WWE decided to bring back Nikki Bella to WWE. Listen, I'm sure there's people out there that are huge Nikki Bella people. People love the Bella twins, love Nikki, love Brie. Fantastic. If I had to choose one, I'd choose Brie, but I don't want to choose either, and I do not. I repeat, I do not enjoy the Bellas. I never have, especially Nikki Bella.
I saw the show. Total Divas.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are seriously, I don't know if it was amped up for the show, but they annoyed the hell out of me. I did not like them at all. Now, I don't know these young ladies personally. Well, not young ladies, because Nikki Bella's 41. She's my age. But I don't know these young ladies personally. I know that they rub me the wrong way every time they open their mouth.
Yeah, I never got it with Nikki. Nikki was the star of the two.
Why is she coming back? Didn't she have a neck injury? Or is this the one that was pregnant?
No, Brie was
the pregnant one.
Yeah, look,
Nikki had an injury where she couldn't wrestle no more.
Yeah.
Why she back?
I think she's had a child also. I don't know.
After Total Divas ended, I don't care about your life.
Yeah, I don't care either. But you know what I did care about? I cared about Liv Morgan coming out there and giving her the business on the microphone.
Yeah.
This is where Liv Morgan's stock went up to me. I always, Liv's cool. I don't mind Liv, but
I accepted the fact that she's from Jersey.
Yeah, like this here is this is what we needed. We needed that,
and this is only for Evolution.
Yeah,
you brought Nikki Bella back to get beat up in Evolution because you bet not win.
I feel like they probably would have her win.
No, we gonna have Roxanne hit her with a chair,
or
Raquel.
do we? See, this is what I don't want to happen. I don't want like a tag team title match with the Bellas.
Oh my god!
And
they win.
Yeah, that's a doomsday scenario if I ever saw one. But you can't take it off the table, unfortunately.
You can't. But where's the other Bella?
It don't matter. They're it's right there.
You ain't even got to do that. You ain't even, here you go.
There. It's right
Just
there.
put R-Truth in the Bella gear and have him come out.
He ain't doing that no more.
Oh yeah, you right. We ain't got that. We ain't got him no more.
No.
Damn.
No.
We ain't
Ryan
got him
Killen's
no more.
driving now. Ryan Killen's driving now. R-Truth would have did some buffoonery like that.
Yes.
Ryan Killen's
ain't about that life.
He ain't about that. But yeah, I mean, yeah. This again. We have while we're talking about the Saudi show with Night of Champions. We also are moving forward to Evolution 2. So the all women's PLE. This is like you said. Obviously, we're getting somewhere with this. But, whatever.
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, listen. I'm 100% on board. I enjoyed the first one. The first one was great. But just the Bella's involvement is just I don't. Me personally, I don't care. But next up, let's talk about the main event. I believe we had the World Heavyweight Championship match. We had Jey Uso defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Gunther.
56 days.
Oh, did we
56 days. You last longer watching a ring video than he had the championship.
Damn. Oh, wow. Damn. And you're marked for death.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
that's not good.
Looks like I don't know why they doing this to Jey. I'm not a big fan of Jey Uso. I think his intro's too long, and that annoys me. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Is the intro's too long?
Intro's too long.
Out there yeeting with the kids,
picking up random babies. Babies, he looking confused, like, who this black man touching me? You know, I get it. You know, he's a mayor of WWE. But to keep disrespecting him like this is crazy.
It's wild. That's wild, man. First of all, the Intercontinental Championship win. He had that Joe for maybe like a sip and a half.
That's it.
A coffee. The World Championship he had for 2 sips of coffee. Damn.
And he can't make no waves. Because he ain't trying to get let go. Him and his brother.
They still out there doing things. And look, you always got that Uso reunion in the tuck.
We need that because the tag team divisions need to get bumped up.
Yeah, especially on Raw.
Yeah. So if we get the Usos back, help with that tag team division. That's cool. I can
could do something.
You doing it for the company.
If we do that, quicker than we would expect, and we give the New Day a proper rivalry with the Usos, that's built in. The Usos and New Day, automatic chemistry, great matches they had before. You can do that till the cows come home. That's fine.
Yeah.
But Raw does need some help in the tag team division. I don't want to just automatically take Jey Uso out of the picture that he's been in and just throw him right back into the tag team.
You gave a man a cereal.
Yeah, Frosted Yeets.
And took his belt from him. All in the same week. And then have Gunther the champion. Also, he could wrestle Goldberg. Isn't that what they talking about?
That's what they're talking about. First of all, while we talking about things people I don't like, I despise Bill Goldberg also. So apparently this podcast turned into things that I don't like. I started attacking 2K, then I attacked Nikki Bella, now I'm attacking Bill Goldberg. Yeah. I don't care. I'm full of anger today.
You taking up my role.
Yeah, let's go. Goldberg sucks. Goldberg's always sucked since he came out. Like, I never ever got it. I never understood it. Yeah, he's big, he had muscles, whatever, yada yada yada. He was spearing jackhammer people, big whoop-de-doo. He had no idea how anything worked. He just thought he was the man and just always wanted to be the man. He was an idiot. He's a fool. He retired Bret Hart. I hate him.
He too old.
I don't care nothing about his retirement. Nothing. I don't care. I could care less.
Wait, he hasn't wrestled. Why is he doesn't need to retire?
It's Goldberg. He's supposed to get a retirement because he's a big deal, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. But he should if it's his last match, he should be losing to Gunther.
Yeah.
So, that'll be the only enjoyment I would get out of that. But he ain't gonna be able to do nothing, no way. He
got bad everything.
Old and dumpy and moves stupid, does things and hurts himself. You know what? Yeah, go on. Come on back, Goldberg. I want to see how bad this looks.
He ain't gonna take them chops.
No, he
ain't gonna take them chops. That's probably gonna be in the stipulation.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
No chops.
I don't want to do this. He's gonna go out there and stand there for a minute, and then fall and get pinned, or take a loose under the neck sleeper and go out. I don't know. Who cares? Bad decision on WWE's part. Whatever, man. Jey Uso, no longer World Heavyweight Champion. It's over. The dream's dead. So, hey, look, they can still sell Yeet t-shirts.
Yeah, people still gonna like it.
Yeah, people still love Jey Uso. That's not going to change. But damn, and that's it for that. Now we're going to SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
SmackDown. Before we break this down, how do we feel about Smack?
Felt like it felt like Raw.
It did. It really did.
Felt just like Raw.
It really did. We started it the same way.
Yeah. I had to go double back and check. Like, wait, did I watch this? Wait, this isn't.
Yeah.
I'm watching the right video.
You gotta look and see and make sure John Cena's t-shirt changes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way you know.
Only way to get it. You stay on board.
But yeah, no, same deal. Essentially, Cena opens the show. You get a lot. You got Cody came out this time as opposed to Punk initially, and the whole thing with Cody was the one that pinned John Cena. I feel like Cody's going to win the tournament.
For what? So?
No, I don't know, man.
Focus on your podcast, Cody. Focus on your podcast,
which is actually pretty decent. It's funny.
I've caught clips. I'm gonna sit down and watch them.
Yeah, it's. But
I've caught clips. I'm really excited to see what he does.
Yeah, Cody's pretty entertaining.
No, but trust me, it's gonna be John Cena, R-Truth. R-Truth's gonna win a title, then CM Punk's gonna go after Truth.
I mean, that would be nice.
That's what it's gonna be.
This opening segment, you had Cody, you had Randy, you had LA Knight.
And first off, he's mocking all three, saying that he's the wild card and plans to take the title.
LA Knight?
Yeah, that's not happening. That's not LA Knight is delusional.
Yes, I guess.
Yeah. You think they're gonna give you that high of it? No, you're a 24-hour champion type dude. American title, Intercontinental. You're not getting nothing.
Damn.
Keep stealing other people's gimmicks and running around.
Woo. Well, that all
Where's
was
Shinsuke at? Shinsuke should have came out there.
Well, Shinsuke was working.
Yeah, well, Shinsuke.
He was working, but yeah. So all this turned into the first King of the Ring match here for the night that we had. It was LA Knight, Randy Orton, Carmelo Hayes, and Aleister Black. It was a decent match. I mean, first of all, Carmelo Hayes wasn't going to win nothing.
No.
For nobody. So I don't know what. Yeah.
They hyped him up. He got hyped definitely up. He's ready.
Yeah. But no.
I would have liked to see Aleister Black.
That would have been that. Yeah, but I don't think a like a tournament thing. You know, I don't see him in like doing that and like number one contender stuff. I think we still need to build him as this. Still keep him shrouded in mystery for the most part.
Yeah, because I don't think they know what they're doing with him.
They might not.
Like, here's a check. Just come on.
Yeah. We'll go. You come do some things. We'll figure it out as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out. But Randy Orton gets the win here on this one. So Randy advances, which is okay.
Yeah, it's not a horrible decision.
No, this year we know where a lot of things are headed because this year's tournament is way more star-studded than last year's. So you got Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes is in like what are we doing here? Like, but
trying to get more eyes on it. They realized last year wasn't nobody watching it.
Because it's like those things were not for people who are already established. Like these, like to win a King of the Ring tournament or anything like that is for someone who they see potential in that can take the next step.
Mm-hmm.
Not somebody who is a Hall of Famer or future Hall of Famer already.
But look at that though. Look, you get somebody build up. And they going against a big name and winning, that'll catapult them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why Sami Zayn's going to win the...
No. No.
Sami got to get over that hump. He need that one little thing.
He always in a hump. Always. It's always something with this man.
Next up, we had on the women's side, we had Piper Niven versus Nia Jax versus Michin versus Jade Cargill. Match was alright, I guess.
They struggled on this one.
Yeah, it was.
They struggled.
I mean, I'm guessing. Jade was the. I mean, you're not going to have Nia Jax win again. So.
What are we doing with Michin?
Exactly what we did with Michin.
She's just there to catch bodies. That's it. She's just here to get beat up.
What we did is what we're doing.
Michin be getting hurt.
She's just she's around. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, mixed in there we had Jacob Fatu. We had the Jacob Fatu and solo segment that was mixed in to this. We know what this is. Fatu's a babyface now. He hates Solo. Solo's mad. He's gonna get attacked a couple times by Jeff Cobb. I'm not calling him JC Mateo. And
I don't think. See, here's the thing. I don't think it should work out for JC Mateo. I think if he's gonna he should have tried to attack Fatu, and Fatu tunes him up a little bit. You shouldn't have Fatu getting blindsided by these knuckleheads.
Fair, I agree. That works. That works. Yeah. So we'll just stay tuned for week to week with that stuff. Motor City Machine Guns and the Wyatts, right? Or am I missing something?
Yeah. Well, you had the Naomi Women's Money in the Bank.
That's right, the promo.
Yeah.
Her and Tiffany. And then Nia jumped Tiffany afterwards, and then Naomi teased. I feel like we're going to do the Naomi teasing a cash-in for a long time, which is fine. It's, we're just... Yeah. Let's just, let's just keep that thing going. So, it's fine. I didn't hate the promo, the back and forth between, Tiffany and Naomi. Tiffany, now all of a sudden Tiffany want her to cash it in and not, take advantage like she did on Nia. Like, come on, Tiffany, now you...
I don't think Tiffy's that good a wrestler.
No. I
don't think she's that good a wrestler. She's not horrible. She's
not at all.
Problems.
Not at all.
But I think Naomi would dog walk her if they got in a ring. I do. I believe that 100%.
I mean, they're both good athletes. However, it's, yeah.
Nah.
I'm waiting for that cash in.
Yeah.
I'm just, but I feel like we're going to tease it for a long time.
Because they said 100% of the women who cashed in get the belt.
Yeah.
So
there's that. Then we got Machine Guns and Wyatts. The Wyatt 6-1. I mean, they didn't come out there to lose.
No.
So they're not gonna do that with them. So we need.
I think I don't like what they're doing with the Motor Machine Guns. Even I didn't know who they were. You brought them back. They was hot. Now you just got them taking L's.
Yeah.
Now you just got them taking L's.
Yeah. I mean,
first off, shorten your name. I can't stand the Motor City Machine Guns.
Hey, it's the Motor City Machine Guns, man.
That joint long. That's why they lose. Cause they got to come out and say their name so long and they lose all that steam.
Pointing at your hands and all that.
They doing too much.
So apparently, R-Truth did too much by beating Cena up earlier in the night because Cena decided he wanted to come back out. Hey, look, at least John Cena was working. He came back out.
Does that count as another appearance?
It should, but I don't think it do.
Oh, he should make it.
That would have been hilarious if he was like
14.
Yeah, that'd have been great. But that'd have been hilarious. But nah, he came out, upset that Truth tuned him up a little bit earlier. CM Punk comes out. Of course, they sell their match for Saudi Arabia for Night of Champions. CM Punk talks about how Cena is doing his best imitation of him, and all this. It was okay. We're just getting us closer to the PLE.
Yeah.
But surprise, surprise. John Cena gets attacked again by R-Truth. Beat up again.
I love this.
This is great. First of all, the crowd cannot stop chanting "We want truth."
Yeah,
which is great. Which is absolutely great.
This is unbelievable. He should just be attacking people left and right.
Yeah. Anybody who's on his list, just start attacking them.
I love this.
Cena, of course, upset, yells at Aldis. Was mad earlier on. Then Aldis yells at Truth for beating up Cena again. Truth wants a match. He gets it. It was just straight up, Nick Aldis was like, done. So R-Truth wants a match. Oh, sorry, Ron Killings. Ron Killings wants a match with John Cena next week, and he is granted that very thing. So next week on SmackDown, we're going to get that.
Now, does Ron win?
I think we get some type of DQ thing or something. We don't get nothing definitive.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Because Truth should not take a loss here at all.
No, you're right.
We're doing too much with him right now. There's too much. The crowd is behind him too much. And if we're trying to establish, Ron seriously, he cannot take a L here. So maybe some type of DQ. And then you can always hang on that and come back to it later.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that there was no real resolution to the match. There was no definitive winner or loser in it. And you can come back to that after you're finished with Punk or whatever is going on if that's the way you want to go. But Truth, Ron Killings should not be losing. Then we had the other four-way, the women's match.
Wasn't upset about this.
No. I mean, you had Charlotte Flair, you had Alba Fire, you had Candice LeRae, and Alexa Bliss.
I am upset that Charlotte Flair can't keep her mouth shut in the goddamn ring. Why do I hear you one more time? Shut up.
She's trying to drive the ship, man.
No, shut your mouth.
It's too loud.
Like multiple times throughout the joint, I'm hearing her talk, and you giving out instructions.
Well, we got so Alexa Bliss wins this.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're gonna get Bliss. Roxanne Perez has from Raw. They have advanced. So those are the women that has moved on. We've earlier on in the night, Randy Orton advanced on the men's side. On the men's side for SmackDown, the match we had was Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura, who was working. We had Andrade and Cody Rhodes. I mean, match was okay.
They should have given it to Shinsuke.
That'd have been cool.
I would have preferred Priest.
Damian Priest in this would not have been bad either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Damian Priest winning this would not have been bad either. But we got Cody.
Y'all got Cody.
It gives Cody came out, talked all that stuff about.
He talked all that fly stuff, but he ain't gonna win nothing.
Yeah, I mean, now he's a little closer to having his opportunity to get back into that picture with Cena. So that's that whole thing there. I mean, all in all, SmackDown, Raw, they got us closer to Night of Champions, which is fine. But let's just see what happens with Ron Killings next week.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun to see. I'm really excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, that's the big match for week. First, it's gonna be John Cena competing in a match on TV, which is definitely why I think we're not going to get a definitive anything. Like, you ain't gonna get no John Cena match on TV with a
on a Friday.
On a Friday with a regular ending. Nah. So that was WWE for us. And we're getting closer to the end of the show. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It is time for a supersized edition of the world famous of the wrestling podcast Tour de Force. The nutshell's a little larger because we had 4 hours. But
wait, is it really?
No, it's not. I was trying. There was a lot of stuff that we didn't need. It could have been 2 hours.
Oh.
But it wasn't. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, AEW in a nutshell.
Yes, sir. AEW Summer Blockbuster. We all know why it's 4 hours, because AEW doesn't know where to put their shows in their time slots. Also, there's AHL hockey, which is more important than AEW.
Of course.
But we started off with Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland. Ended in a time limit. Strickland requested a sudden death match. Death Riders came out, then the EVPs. No, Strickland. This is building to something. I'm actually excited to see what happens with this.
This isn't bad.
We had Mystico versus Blake Christian. Mystico won. I didn't know who Mystico was.
I mean... Oh, that's right. You missed that whole WWE. Okay.
I didn't know who he was, but I enjoyed the match. I thought, like, all right, cool. You know, him beefing with the Hurt Syndicate. Hurt Syndicate and MJF offered a match. Well, MJF offered a match to Misty. That's disrespectful. Next week at Grand Slam Mexico, the Hurt Syndicate blindsided Mystico. Then here comes Speedball and his Amazing Friends. They're actually calling them the Amazing Friends. They came out and saved the day. Wasn't upset about this. I like to see that the Hurt Syndicate's actually getting involved with more and more stuff. Following that, they had a trios match. The Hurt Syndicate versus Speedball, Bailey, Dorada, and Kevin Knight. We knew the Hurt was going to win.
Oh, yeah.
But it was still a fun match because Speedball be all over the place. Hangman music hit, but we don't see anything except for him getting beat up by the Death Riders at the catwalk. Moxley was like, yo, I apologize. I tied you up because I needed your attention. The level of disrespect that Moxley had in this had me dying.
That was epic hate.
Yes,
right
it
there.
was.
Like,
Hangman was able to get a massive hit, but wasn't massive. He rubbed his forehead, gave him butterfly kisses. Then all of a sudden the Ops came out to save the day. Still not comfortable with the name Ops, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Tasia versus Megan Bain. Standard match. It was cool. Tasia won. Tasia? I don't know. Tasia, it's Tay Mello and Anna J. They call them Tasia. Taja, whatever. These two ladies beat up another pair of two ladies who I think they're letting Megan Bain get beat up way too much.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on now.
No.
It's like, you got Megan and Penelope, which I enjoy. I enjoy those two.
Yeah.
But
Megan Bain went toe to toe with Tony for a good while. Then
she was a big deal, and then now she's
not.
I don't know.
Tony
got a new shiny toy. That's why.
Yeah,
that's why.
Next up, we had the contract signing for Kenny Omega and Okada, and it all in Texas. Don Callis interrupts, then Okada attacks Kenny with a police baton. Is Okada siding with the Don Callis family? Crazy. Don Callis, like his Asian wrestlers, he's snagging up all of them. I'm sorry, but the coughing of blood was a little too much.
Yeah, AEW. This was AEW being too AEW.
Because what's it called? It's hematitis. That's life threatening. You can die from that. I wasn't cool with that. That doesn't make any sense. That was dumb. It seems like they're setting up for Kenny to lose. I don't like that. That just completely took me out of everything. I was cool until the fake blood stuff. I was done. Kyle Fletcher versus Anthony Bowens. Kyle Fletcher wins. Easy. This is where things got kind of weird. You had Carlos introduce a legend, Atlas and Atlas Jr. at AEW Grand Slam Mexico. FTR and Stokely interrupted, mocking the legends. Dax insulted all this. It was Atlas slaps him. FTR attacks, then Adam Cole, Bandino, Brody King rings out. Atlas chases Dax into the crowd after laying him out. This
was too much.
It was a lot of things going on that I was like,
it was too much going on. That segment took it took me out of that segment.
That was a lot. Yeah. That's the lull. AEW was good and it dropped. Yeah. They tried to pick it back up with the Tony Storm and Julia Hart segment. After the match, Tony.
How much food was out there?
A lot.
Mercedes Monet. Like, what the fuck? Like, what?
That was dumb. Yeah. Then after the match, Tony Storm celebrated. Mercedes Monet attacked her. Then retreats as Shirakawa runs in. I'm sorry. We got to get this. We got to knock Monet down a peg. We know that Storm and Shirakawa got a thing going on right now. They love us. We know it. That's where it's heading to. There's no real love interests on AEW. This is going to be the first major one. And she's going to help Tony Storm beat Monet. We know that's going to happen. And then Tony Storm's going to turn on Shirakawa.
Cause AEW, right?
Because of AEW. Mixed trios match: Ishii, Mark Briscoe, and Willow Nightingale going against Madden, Mansoor, and Valkyrie. Ishii? I'm saying his name Ishii?
Ishii.
Ishii. Yo, he don't seem motivated to do nothing.
That's how he.
That's just how he look.
That's just. He's
whatever.
He's the stone pit bull.
Got you.
That's you get what you get.
Yeah, that was a nice little fun little match. Mark Briscoe, Willow, and Ishii wins. Then we had a standby match: the Beast Muertos against Bandito, non-title match.
It was cool.
Yeah, Bandito won. Then we had the Toxic Spider and Queen Aminata. Winner by submission, the Toxic Spider.
That's why Megan Bay ain't doing nothing right now.
Because they got her.
Yeah, Tony kind of got Tekla now. So
I dig it. Then we had Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, and Daniel Garcia. I don't care about their new name. Going against the Don Callis family, Takesha, Josh Alexander, Lance Archer, and their new acquisition, Hectorico. The Latin brother. Hectorcero? I'm butchering these names. Don Callis pulls that W out of his butt. And that was it. I can't believe that was that was 4 hours of AEW. I don't like watching 4 hours of AEW all at once.
Me neither.
It hurt my soul.
Yes. I could have been doing other stuff. But I wasn't. Because it's one thing, it's like, all right, well, I'll 2 hours of Dynamite, it's like, all right, I can either go through this right now, or I can, break this up. But 4 hours is...
and watch some of these shows.
Yeah, but it's like 4 hours is like, damn, I just gotta get this one out the way. Because the extra 2 hours is gonna bite me in the ass on the back end.
Yeah.
So it's like, let me just go ahead and watch this. The next thing you know, you sitting through 4 hours of AEW, and you're just like, why am I doing this to myself right now? Why are they doing this to me?
I don't know. It's a rough. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna go ahead and do it for us. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on the Bury the Booking podcast. Please like, share, follow, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We are very appreciative as we're barreling down the road to our 100th episode. Do we know what's going on for our 100th episode? No, we have no idea. We'll probably be, putting AEW in a nutshell again and something else. But we'll figure something out. But again, thank you, and we'll see you next time.